Hello guys, I'm Steven here with Team Covenant, joined by Zach.
Of course.
And you guys have seen us now for a few different videos, and oftentimes when we're sitting here like this talking to you, it's because there's a new product on the horizon. And I've got to say that is absolutely the case today. And
Put a lot of time into this one.
I've been excited about products before, and you guys have said as much, that it's like, man, you're really excited about those new template colors. And it's like, yeah, I really am.
That's true.
New
They're
colors are
beautiful.
awesome. But I don't think I've ever been more excited for a product. Just really the realization of a vision, really taking this thing home. I think this is it. I think
Yeah, I mean, for
the
me,
pinnacle.
the Force tokens we launching that work really well with the Star Wars living card game. Really happy with what we've done here. I think it's gonna make the tournament life so much easier.
Yeah, so basically, as you guys well know probably by now, the idea of the focus token set was to get the tokens out of the way of the card and make it very clear for your opponent to see what's going on your side of the board. So we really wanted to kind of look at that even closer, and is there a way where we can have less tokens on the board?
And make it even more obvious.
Even more obvious, less tokens on the board, more minimal. Can we market this in a more effective way? And I have to say that I think we have hit it. So you got your one focus token, and this is what happens when something is focused, right? We've all used this.
That is the case. You focus, put a focus token down.
You do it.
Makes a whole bunch of sense.
It's one. But what happens, I'm going to grab one of yours here. What happens when I put two focus tokens on this Sleuth Scout? Obviously, this is absurd. What's happening here? There's two tokens.
God forbid.
God forbid. Why? So my question is, why do two when we could do one? That's where we're introducing the double focus token. Now, this focus token is going to mark easily two focus on a card. So rather than having two of these stupid focus here, right? Look at Madi.
Don't call him stupid, man. We put a lot of time into that design.
That's true. Look at Madi. He got focused down by a thing. It's like, that's really confusing.
Maybe he's focused for days.
That's even more confusing. It's like, how many? I can't count that fast across the board. So if we just take two and we throw this guy on there, now we know. And if I had another mock-up, you can imagine two of these guys. But Zach, we don't even need to imagine two of these guys, because wait just a second. What if
he gets like 10 focus?
What if he gets three on?
Three, okay.
Let's just
That's
imagine
logical.
three.
That
Okay,
happens.
so
That happens
got
a lot with Madi.
Madi got, let's say our Renegade Squadron is double focus over here. We can see that from across the board.
I mean, you could put a two focus and a
That's
one focus.
silly.
Wait, let's try it.
Yeah, see, that looks awful.
It's still.
It's like, what is this, in orbit or something?
I mean,
Right?
it could be moon.
Well, I'm just
but it's no moon.
confused by it. I'm confused by it.
So could you do that with one token?
I'll raise you one.
Nah. No way.
Three focus
Did you
tokens.
design that?
Three focus tokens. There were some concessions that we had to make in the design process. Obviously, this takes up a little bit more space, a minuscule amount of more space than three focus tokens individually, but it's a singular unit. It provides a nice flow to the game, to the board state. I can easily see this from across the board, which is very nice.
A nice weight. Like
It's got a very nice. You can
He's
just
done.
plop it down on
He's
there.
probably
It's
done
like,
for the
oh,
game.
Madi's got three on him. And then maybe I remove one next turn, and we can clearly see now that Madi has gotten less focused. And then look, we go down to one.
beautiful.
He's almost in the game. So it really makes a lot of sense. Now, one problem, obviously, that arises here is the age-old question: what if Madi had four focus?
I mean, at that point, now it gets real silly. You have this and that. I mean, you can't even get it on the card.
That seems so silly. I mean, and this is confusing. Is it one focus? Is it three? Is it four?
I mean, that could look like
do I
one token
add?
there.
Do I add or subtract? Yeah, your opponent could really.
And we want to make it clear. So, what's next?
So obviously, we need an answer. We need a solution. So, well, what do we do? What does Team Covenant say is the four token solution, basically?
Well, we could have gone a lot of directions. We could have put stripes on the token or whatever, but
We don't want to do
by
that.
the time a unit gets four focus on it, it's gone. Like, you're not seeing that guy again.
I mean,
even an elite
unit's 2 turns.
Even elite tier is 2 units, and by that point, if they're really that committed to focusing you, you're probably just going to stay focused. So by the time a unit has 4 focus on it, it's pretty much out of the game. So we designed this to a very specific size.
We
So-
actually, dude, there was a lot of like restless nights. Basically, us arguing about what size. We brought Jonathan in. It's like, hey,
How big should this be?
How big should this be? What's appropriate for the board? Like, what makes it look
Because at a
and
certain
feel
point,
right?
it gets too big.
At a certain point, it's too big. Yeah.
Yeah. So we designed it just the right size
I think
to
you guys
make the
will dig
card just go away.
It's perfect.
So at that point, Marty's just kind of out of the game. Don't worry about him anymore, and that's it. He's
Yeah,
gone.
and so you like next turn, it's like we've got Marty's showing up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's showing up. You know, the next turn, it's like, well, he's still, it's a problem, but he'll use his ability maybe next turn, and then he's clean.
Yeah.
So I mean, Marty even has the unique. He can actually be covered up. So we did put the onus on the player a little bit because even though the 4 focus is genuinely amazing at getting across how focused a unit is, it does leave you without the ability to read the card. So if you have reactions and things, we feel like these are designed for a caliber player who doesn't need to read the cards. I know Marty can trigger his reaction. If I need to, I can take a peep here.
There's another. I mean, the other way people have been using this is like this, and I mean, once it goes off the board, it looks great.
Yeah, it's over there to the side. It's over there on the sideboard, and it's really kind of it's just a really demoralizing. It really gets to the heart of how demoralizing it is to have a key unit focused out.
Yeah.
And we're always wanting to get people more invested and more interested in the gameplay itself. And so when you're dealing with a unit who's got 4 focus on him, and you know it, like you feel it, right? It's not just like he got a few focus on you. It's like, man, he's troubled.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to think about.
So I mean, at this point, you have a 2, you have a 3, you have a 4. You're good to go. I mean, the unit.
Well, you would think that, wouldn't you? You would think that.
Have you ever had a unit with more than 4 focus on it?
You know, this is a question we asked ourselves when we were designing this series.
Because you definitely can't stack this. Like 2 of this.
No, that's
It
absurd.
doesn't work. It's crazy.
Anything past that would be
Yeah.
absurd. You don't want to stack. The
And you can't
thickness would
stack.
be
I mean,
all
it's 8, so it's. This
thickness
is like,
would be all wrong.
like
Yeah,
a
no.
7. I mean, who's gonna
Only
do
a
that?
pauper. No, a fool would do that. That's
No,
awful.
we're better than this.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and there were varied answers to this question. Obviously,
Yeah,
you were there.
We had a lot of solutions.
You were in the room. And the thing that we really came back to was if there's one thing that we've learned about players, it's that they love oversized components.
We learned that from some really good friends in the industry, actually.
There's been some leaders in the industry have really paved the way and let us know that if there's one thing we can all agree on players wanting, it is oversized things. Things that
I mean, that's our best tournament turnouts have been when oversized things are on the line.
Yes. And it's the kind of thing where maybe you can't use the sleeves that you bought, you know, because it's too big.
Maybe it doesn't fit in a deck box.
Maybe it doesn't fit in a deck box or your token box that you're used to carrying around.
Maybe you need a bag to carry the oversized component.
There's a lot of issues, but even with those issues, players love it.
Yeah.
They love oversized things. So our solution, given all those facts and just the way that players tend to react to these kinds of things, is the Focus Token Plus. This is just really can represent any number that you want above 5, and
Get a Sharpie out.
you really won't need to keep track of it ever, because at that point a unit is out of the game. And so obviously, you know, let's say poor Madi gets focused down 6, 5, 8 times, doesn't much matter. Just simply
There it is.
put it on there. And in fact, it's so significant that you actually get a little spillover focus there. So you might even catch your Sith Apprentice in the crossfire there, and he might be focused down a little bit until you move to a more reasonable token.
So, Steven.
Now, Zach, we can also use your method here, of
You
course.
You can do the opposite, which is this.
Yeah, there he is.
Now, I want to ask. Let's say I really want a set of the 2, 3, 4, and plus size focus token.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get these? When are they available?
You absolutely can get them.
How do I get them?
Well, they're only available on April 1st,
Okay.
which is today. And we're running a special offer where if you go to teamcode.com/focus token plus,
One word?
one word,
Okay.
all one word,
Focus
you
Token
will
Plus.
you'll be able to find these. They're only available today. So if you're interested in these tokens, really the most elegant and fantastic solution that we could come up with for making the Star Wars LCG experience even better, they're here for you. So thank you guys so much for your support. Your continued support allows us to do wonderful things like this to support the game and to really give you more options for enhancing your gameplay. Zach, have any other anything to add?
No,
I mean, we just
I
can't love you guys and thank you guys enough. Obviously, the support that you give us really lets us make groundbreaking and just marvelous new products. So without this, I mean, you would never see the focus
Plus size
tokens
focus.
in a better light.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much, and Thanks for watching.